What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. As we approach the end of the international tours and obviously the start of the British Irish Lions, we're getting closer and closer to the Rugby Championship. The Rugby Championship, exciting tournament of the South, where New Zealand, South Africa, Argentina and Australia take on each other to see the best of the South is. Last year, obviously, COVID-19 disrupted the tournament, and South Africa had decided on their own terms to pull out of the tournament to rather be safe and fit than risking COVID-19. We know Argentina decided to join the tournament and beat New Zealand, made history. It was a cracking tournament full of excitement and joy. All teams really putting up some strong efforts and strong rugby under the circumstances of such confusion. It's a brilliant tournament. It's an exciting tournament. We've watched teams develop. We've watched teams fail from it. We've seen Argentina come from talks of why are they there to actually talks of they're pretty good, keep them in. We've seen miraculous changes. But one thing's for sure, we also want to see more changes happen to a tournament like this. If we look at last weekend, we saw a phenomenal game between New Zealand and Fiji. And although the score tells a different tale to what the actual game was, we saw a heartfelt performance from the Fijians, who pretty much fought to the end, never gave up, had a brilliant attitude, and just the improvement and quality of rugby that they produced against one of the greatest teams in the world was pure class. And that's obviously raised a lot of questions. What are we doing to help the Pacific Island teams? What are we doing to give them the opportunity of playing in a rugby championship? Well, so far we're doing nothing. We're doing nothing. And when we see a team that hasn't played the All Blacks in so long, but yet still put up a fight, it makes you wonder, why are we missing out on the opportunity to develop rugby within these Pacific Islands? We see often players from Tonga, from Samoa, from Fiji play around the world, and they produce such class for their respective nation that they choose to play for. They're missing out on opportunities by not investing in the Pacific Island teams. Those Pacific Islands are losing players to various countries, which is sad. It means they obviously grow weaker, but yet we are still seeing quality performances from these teams, which means we need to do more. Bill Beaumont said he's going to put time and money into Fiji. As far as I know, he's done not much. He's included them in a tournament here and there, fine. But what have you done to really seal the deal and to say, Fiji, your turn to shine? All Blacks great John Kirwan has called for Fiji and Japan to be included in this year's Rugby Championship. Already this year has been hit with so many confusions. We've had Trans-Tasman Cup, we've had the Toroa, we've had AU, we've had Super Rugby unlocked in South Africa. We know South Africa's pulled out and going to Europe, but yet we're still in the Rugby Championship, which is still good. I'm happy about. But we need to develop and help create more opportunities. We've got a lot of our players going over to play in Japan. We've got a lot of our players that are moving around. So why not bring Japan in? Japan are quality. They put up a fight. They played the Lions the other day. They didn't get whitewashed. They played in the World Cup. They've beaten Ireland, Scotland and South Africa. So why not give them the opportunity? The more chance they get to play these bigger teams, the stronger they get mentally, physically and prepared for the sport of rugby. And if we see changes and developments, great stuff. We know we're doing our job right. But if we constantly see a team losing like Italy, then unfortunately changes need to be made. For a team like Georgia, who's shown a lot of improvement in their time, as we saw against the Springboks just 2 weeks ago, that they need to be included in these things. So there needs to be a relegation mode in Six Nations, or there needs to be something else to help and develop. So for me, I'm all for John Kirwan's call for Fiji and Japan to be included. I think it's deserving. I think it's about time, especially when we're not sure what the future looks like right now in rugby because of this pandemic. Yes, it's okay in New Zealand and Australia right now, or parts of Australia, and it's good in New Zealand, but it still could come back. We look at the freaking Euro 2020 Cup. That Wembley Stadium was packed full of people. About 80% of them didn't wear masks. You know, that's going to cause chaos, and it's going to bring it around the countries once borders open. South Africa is still in lockdown level 4 for another 2 weeks due to this pandemic. There's been question marks whether the Lions tour should go on. So whether we like it or not, COVID-19 is not disappearing in 2021 like we were hoping. They might not even disappear until 2023 or 2024. It might not be in certain countries by then, and the vaccines might have worked. But unfortunately, it's still here. And we need to work our plans on how we're going to see things in the future. But right now, since the future is not clear, why not experiment? Why not test things out? Why not bring teams into Super Rugby? Why not bring teams into the Rugby Championship? I think Fiji and Japan could be the answer. I'll never forget one of the comments of one of you guys on my stream last week for the Tonga-New Zealand game. And you said, G-Man, it's not about Tonga getting beaten over 100. It's about Tonga getting the opportunity to play a great team like New Zealand. That alone will mean so much to the country, to the province, to the rugby fans. And I couldn't agree more. And the more opportunities they play, the more heart they're going to want to give in. And the more heart they're going to give in, the better they're going to get because of the confidence that they produce by playing small things, getting a little bit better every single day. And that increases the opportunity of fighting a little bit harder and getting stronger. And I think if Fiji and Japan are given that opportunity in a team like the Rugby Championship, where there could be threats to South Africa, which they've done before, which there could be threats to Argentina, or even Australia, or even the All Blacks, you never know. It can definitely prove a point. It took 5 or 6 years for Argentina to beat the All Blacks. They did it in the end. Why? Because they were given more opportunities to play tougher teams. They were given opportunities to be introduced into a tournament that's highly competitive and highly well known. With the All Blacks who's been dominating rugby for so long. With the world champion Springboks being involved as well. With Australia who've won the World Cup before. You've got 3 World Cup winners and you're playing against them. Of course that's going to do a lot of good for your provincial team or for your lower team like Argentina. And they've just come so far, and it's beautiful to see. And I want that same opportunity for Japan and Fiji, and I think that's going to be the answer going forward in the success of rugby, in the success of sport, in the success of building smaller nations in and investing sport and rugby around the world. And more people are going to put their hands in, and we're going to grow and build this sport together and developed because more communities, countries are introduced. That's the way forward, I see it. And I think it's going to be a great opportunity for those guys. So salute to All Black great John Kirwan. I agree with you. I support you. It needs to be done. Make it competitive. Make it exciting. And include it. South Africa have said yes to the tournament. When Argentina will be there, again, COVID depending. So bring it. Make it a Six Nations, guys. Make it a Six Nations. Make it something to be proud of, to be excited about, and just to be pumped about. That's what we want to see. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. That's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, smash the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys real soon for another one. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.